Hello everyone, we are live and today we are going to be live with the very famous Sari Nari. Her real name is Jayasmita Dutta. So I'm just waiting for her to join us. Today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic. It's about self-worth, and many a times due to the constant flux in life, self-worth and reflecting about what you truly are takes a backseat. So we're going to understand more on this topic. I see her online, just bringing her online.
Hi, how are you, Divya?
I am absolutely great and can't be more awesome today with you. The beautiful
You hear
Sari
me
Nari.
well? You hear me
I
well?
can.
All
Yes,
right,
I can.
perfect.
Can you hear me?
Perfect. You look so beautiful in sari. Very
Oh,
nice.
no, no, no. You
Of
look
course.
ravishing.
Oh my God, please thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think there is no need for further introduction. You are the multi-talented and a woman that inspires many of us. And thank you so much for doing this for TheiaScape today. Well, we all welcome you, and we're going to talk about a very important aspect of life, self-worth, especially for women. We generally tend to miss that aspect due to many
Yes,
things in our lives,
yes,
right? So,
yes.
would you like to say something about yourself first for the viewers of TheiaScape, and then probably we can start after that.
All right. All right. So since we are actually talking about self-love, let me talk something about myself in terms of that. I run this blog called Sari Nari, and I started Sari Nari for my love for saris. Now, when I started it, I had a lot of hindrances. Like you see, I was a new mother then, and then a lot of things came in, and then we started, okay, then I had to really prioritize that, okay, what exactly do I want? There are so many times that I thought that I should be actually stopping this. I should not be. I should pull down my account. I'm not able to probably give attention to my family or attention to different things and those kind of things, which is probably generally all mothers think, all working women think, all women who are at home also think. So anybody can think like that. So we always think that we are not enough,
Yeah,
and
always.
we always think that, and that's how probably we are brought up, and that's a big thing about proving our self-worth to ourselves, because self-worth is not to be proven to anyone else. Self-worth is something only for you. You're doing something for you, and it is so personal. It is your self-love. So, I started this journey then, and then I realized that I have no love for myself at all. I have been a people pleaser all my life. I have been, living by terms what will make others happy. And then I just realized that, okay, where do I stand? What is my identity? What is my value? Do I even have values in life now?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so many things actually, because we get so crowded by what people say, what people do, and how we have to impress others. Our values definitely go at a back seat. Our identity is nowhere. We are known by somebody. Or forget marriage, okay? Even before marriage, the way we are, we keep thinking that, okay, I'm so and so, and I'm doing this job. Our job
yeah,
becomes our identity.
yeah, yeah.
All right. We are
Absolutely.
no longer our identity. But when you ask a child, the child will say, I am so and so and I'm doing this. And that's
Yeah,
my identity. I love painting. That is my identity. They will never say, I go
absolutely.
to this school, I study in this standard, unless you ask them. Right. So, that's how the whole thing changes. The whole way we look at things, the whole paradigm changes when we grow up. And that's not because of anything, but because of the fact that we are in a society where we are constantly using yardsticks, which are probably not enough to compare, or like, which is so flaky or faulty at that point, that I keep comparing myself with how good I am or bad I am, considering what grades I got, what kind of friends I have, how many likes I have on my posts, or how many followers do I have, or there are so many things, and those actually do not help in your self-worth. So so let's start the discussion. I'm sorry, I just spoke too much.
No, it's nice that you've set the context of this discussion, and especially because women, tend to really put themselves in the back seat, and everything else takes control of their lives, right?
Yeah.
So I have a few questions for you today, and I thought, you've really been an example of that, and I thought getting some. You're very modest and kind. So, it will be nice to understand your insights, and many people, many women, especially, would be able to tackle these and make the right, sane decisions for self-worth. So, I think we've already covered what self-worth and self-love is. What determines self-worth truly?
Okay, so self-worth is determined by completely what is in you, okay? And it is completely not determined by what is outside. So it's completely, you are the zone of control, you are the zone of influence. Outside zone of influence doesn't come in self-worth. It can help you in your confidence, it can help you in other things, but not in self-worth. All right, now there are, like I told you earlier, the stick that we are using to measure ourselves is very wrong. From bachpan se, your mama will say, Sharma ji ka beta, iska beta, getting this score, that score. Or say, we only keep comparing, okay, who's my friend now? Am I friends with the most popular people or not? Do I want to be in their group? If I want to be in their group, how should I be? I'm sure most people have thought like that. And then in all these process of, growing up, getting into our daily life, we just forget what exactly we are. Yeah. All right. So that has become the trend, right? We are not using the right measuring stick. So let us understand what actually does not determine self-worth. I think if we have that list, because that is not exhaustive. I mean, there is certain points of things which we actually, if we identify, then probably we can identify what are the ones which actually help us determine self-worth. So let us think about it. The things that do not determine your self-worth is your own to-do list. If you have not completed things in your to-do list, it is okay. It is okay. You can do it next day. All right. Your social media following. I may have 50 odd followers, but that doesn't make someone else bad. There are people who are more than me. There are people, your social media following is nothing to determine your self-worth. The number of likes that you're getting on your posts. Sometimes there are posts that I wrote a poem once, and I just posted that poem, and that poem is so close to my heart. Trust me, I didn't even get more than 200 likes. All right. But that doesn't make my poem bad. That doesn't make that poem bad. It is still close to my heart. It is still something I like. Right? Absolutely. So your likes do not determine your self-worth. Your appearance do not determine your self-worth. We have that bias. We like to be good looking. We like to be with good looking people, but your appearance does not determine that. We if I'm fat or if I'm thin, we keep on cribbing that I'm gaining weight. But this is the kind of story we are telling ourselves. That does not determine my self-worth. I am the same person when I was thin, or when I will become fat, or when I am say fair, or I'm tanned. Yeah. It's like that is appearance is very extrinsic. Your age does not determine your self-worth, because somebody might be very confident and have a high self-esteem at a very early age. Somebody might not have it till a very later point in time. But it's their discovery which matters. When you discover yourself, your age definitely doesn't determine. We keep saying that, okay, now I am 36. I keep telling myself, okay, how have I been in my 20s? I wish I was like this in my 20s. And we keep diminishing ourselves there. We keep we talk to ourselves, and our self-talks just takes us back. And then, but then think about it. At least I am what I am now. At least I am what I am, like what I would have been earlier. It's okay. I wasn't, but maybe I have discovered a lot of things on the way which made me what I am now. So your age definitely doesn't determine your self-worth. Your grades do not determine. That's for all the kids also. But even now, when we are say we are getting a promotion or we are not getting a promotion at office, that does not determine my self-worth. If I'm getting a kind of a specific role or not, that doesn't. Kids, for your grades do not. The money I get do not determine my self-worth.
Exactly.
You know, we again get into a comparison rut in the whole way when we think about all these things. What else? What else? What else? What else? A number of friends you have.
I think the less the number, better.
You never know. For somebody, it might be, too much, but it's still okay. But your number of friends does not matter. An introvert person might not have too many friends, but whatever that person has might be of good quality. So it's okay. You know, I might be an extrovert and I always want to be around with people and all, and I might look down upon somebody who's not like me.
Yes.
So that's again a bias that I have, and I will have to release that.
Absolutely.
We'll have to consciously work towards, removing such kind of thoughts that we have in our mind.
Right.
And that probably would help a lot. What else? Most importantly, other people do not determine your self-worth.
Yes.
Your
This
father,
brings me
your
to,
mother.
a very important point, Jashmita, that there are a lot of times family members or relatives project their opinions, something that they feel, and a lot of times people tend, especially women, tend to get bogged down by that, right? How do you think people can best fight such biases or prejudices, or even just a certain mindset for that matter?
Deja vu.
I would say high five there.
So I think, a lot of deja vus I have in this. Like, I was actually taken back when you were asking me. I was actually visualizing. Okay, yes. Tell me more. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, people. First of all, self-worth is again a big journey, and I'm still can't tell you that I am 100% on it. I don't 100% believe that I love myself completely. Okay, but I'm in the journey. I can only say that. I don't have any psychological background or something like that I can tell you more about it, but I can just speak from my experiences. So I did not have very good experience when I actually tried projecting myself that I am this, and probably what you are saying is not true. But then you hold your ground. I wouldn't say that go fight, but hold your ground. But make that other person realize that it can be an elderly person as well. It can be younger person. It can be your spouse. It can be anybody. So just make that other person realize probably where you are coming from, because that person will not understand where you are coming from. He or she or anybody would be speaking from their experience. If aisa nahi hota hai, so they will probably say that, this is something that somebody has told me, or say, I have learned from my experience. But when we hear something like that, no, especially say in-laws, when they say, we take it with too much of pinch of salt, right? We take it really hard. But think about it at that point. What if your mother would have said that? How would you have approached it? What if your father said something like that? How would you have approached it? What if your sister had said something like that? How would you have approached it? Probably if your mother would have said, or father, you would go and explain, Dekho, mama, it is not like that. I'm saying it is like this. And that we don't do. that we don't do when we are talking to our in-laws,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
We don't tell them, we just take it, okay, they are just telling me that, and we take it as a, with a, like, why are they telling me? They can go tell somebody. But they also probably have very good intention, which we are not able to understand. So without compromising on your self-worth, I think it is very important that the communication should get going.
Yes.
The understanding where they are coming from, because that is
Right.
very important. And that's all I would say in this. And that's something probably has helped me navigate through those times. That,
Right.
when I
Also,
say that
I
I
think,
want to do something, please.
right. Also, I think when it comes to single women, I think the journey becomes uh, uh, I won't say it's not for other women. I think even other women do go through that. But for a single mother, then there is so much to tackle around. And I know some beautiful single women that had to really battle it out. Self worth definitely at that point in time takes a back seat. And then if you're not really able to talk to yourself, you may get into a phase where you may get a little depressed, or you don't know where you are going, you don't know what is coming forward, and a lot of anxiety, and everything starts building up. For such warriors, I would say, of life, who are trying to battle it out single-handedly, how do you think, what is the best way to tackle that?
All right. So first step, if somebody is a single because of whatever circumstances, kudos to them, because it is not enough with two people parenting. If I would say, it's so difficult. So they should just say that I am already brave. I'm already bold that I am taking that step. Now,
Yes.
we always say that we don't have time for ourselves. Now, time is like more than valuable than diamonds, right? Because nobody has it enough. And my pace of working may not match anyone else's. What I would say for them is, try to don't try to find time in things, but whatever you are doing in your daily life, try from the perspective of self-love. Now, self-love does not mean probably manicure, pedicure, all your beautification, nothing like that. It also means that, what you are you, how do I say that? Like, say I have this perspective, okay, and I think the perspective for me is like that. I feel if I do the A
And I
thing,
don't want to compromise on it
and
because
I
I
don't
have
want to
to do it
compromise.
well.
Yes,
Yeah.
and usually we compromise, say, thinking of the other person and what are they saying, how are they
Yeah.
doing, what the society will think. I would say that do not have that attitude, because try to ignore every other thing, but try to think from your viewpoint. And if you're in a phase where you are not able to express your views, then try to make that situation, because your views are important. Expression is very important in proving your self-worth.
True, true, true.
Otherwise it will eat you up. Otherwise you will
It's
keep
a very
thinking.
good point. Very good point. Yes.
So,
Right.
I think that is most important when you have to say, because whatever way, and now again, what is important here is the difference between ego and self-worth,
Yes.
which will come
Yes.
in. Because
Correct.
sometimes I may think I'm a single woman, I'm very brave, I can fight the
Yeah.
world, and, I
Yeah.
can just do many things. But then I will also have to think that the world is also there, right? And I will have to probably express my views. I will have to put myself across in such a way that it is a win-win situation. There's a very beautiful saying, I used it in my last one also, which is called begin with the end in mind. Whichever conversation you start, all right, if you are conversing, if you're doing whatever action, think of where am I heading to? Because more often when we are in a difficult situation, we don't think about that. We just think, okay, how I'm going to put my views forward. So don't bring your
True.
ego, bring yourself, and think where you want this to lead. You want something benefit for yourself, then think about it. How do you want to navigate? How do you want to take that person? Like how we have in our works, right? We have crucial conversations. We have a difficult situation where a stakeholder is not agreeing. Think just take that approach, because sometimes
Right.
our office approach we don't apply at home.
I think at some point, keeping emotions aside, because emotions can be very overwhelming. Keeping emotions aside, and thinking through how you can communicate what you really want. I think that's a good point that you've made. Um, Also, what is since we're talking about this now, how does self worth play in different relationships? Not
Mhm.
just for women, but also women in different as a mother, as a professional, as a wife. How does self worth play in, as a
All
daughter,
right.
as a daughter-in-law? Yeah.
So now, see, like I told you earlier, self worth is very independent of every other thing. It's very intrinsic. So if you love yourself, you will be able to put yourself better in the relationship. For example, you know how when we are in the aeroplane and when the air hostess gives a briefing that, put your life jacket first and then only you put the life jacket of the infant, but you may love your child more, but do it for you first because that child needs you. So that's the same principle that you will have to apply here. Put your life jacket first. You love yourself first. If you love yourself, you can traverse through any relationship in a very smooth way, because then you will be able to give more, you will be able to be more understanding, give more to the relationship. Because otherwise, where do we, you see, where do we lack in a relationship? When we are not able to again express ourselves, when we are not able to put forth our views, there
Yeah.
we just take a back seat. And most often it happens in any kind of relationship, be it with a boss and a employee, a team member, or be it with a spouse, or be it in a like a mother father I mean a parental relationship where you are with a child also. If you're not letting the child speak up, then the child will not come to you at the moments when it is really required.
True.
So you have to
Very
give
true.
that opportunity to express. And I think, and love yourself. If you love yourself and you show that importance to others also, that you are a priority for yourself, things will fall in place. We have that approach of Indian mothers are very sacrificing. क्यों भाई? क्यों sacrifice? मम्मी मतलब sacrifice है. मेरे को नहीं बनना है वैसा मम्मा. I don't want to be a mama
Exactly.
who lived a life full of sacrifices. I want to live my life, and I want to prove my daughter that you can live your life also after you are a kid, after you have a kid. So, नहीं बनना
Absolutely.
है sacrifice
Absolutely.
वाला मम्मा. मत बनो.
Very well said. Mat bolo. But I think this era has really put other dimensions to women, like maybe two generations earlier than us. Since not many women took different roles, but now you see so many
Correct.
women, even women who are don't have full-fledged careers, but trying to do something from their homes, right? So that is an avenue through which they are trying to get that
Yes.
self-worth and
Yes.
making that difference, right? So it's really beautiful that now there are so many options
Yes.
for women to explore.
Express and
Um,
explore. And it's not just the
exactly.
that आप engineer or doctor नहीं बने. It is okay.
Ah,
And we
right.
also as parents probably are giving that opportunities to our children to go into the vocational courses and make them professional.
Correct.
So yes,
That's the good point of 2020 and beyond 2020.
I hope so.
So we did talk about projections and this. Do you recommend any kind of exercises or something that people can do to enhance their self worth and understand? First of all, I think understanding your self value is critical because your mind is most of the time clouded. And do you really understand who you are and what you really want? So is there something that we can do?
All right. So, if there are so many guidance online also, if you go, it'll tell you that, make yourself a priority. And how do you make yourself a priority? Or, stop being a people pleaser, or say, try to find yourself, go soul searching and those kind of things. And then we think, with all these advices, how do we put all that thing practically in our daily life? We don't have time. Where for me, soul searching would be if I can just sit in peace for 2 minutes. I don't have, in every meeting, my daughter will come and say hi and then she'll go. I don't have that time. So that doesn't mean that I don't have time for searching my self-worth. All right. So what I do, and I practice it sometimes, okay? I'm not very good at it. I too have self-esteem issues, okay? I had insecurities all my life because of the societal things. But then I'm trying to come out of it. And when I'm coming out of it, that
And
metamorphosis...
you're coming out of it very beautifully, I must say.
Thank you. I'm trying. I'm just trying. So, you know what I try to do? There are some things which I tried writing. I think writing really helps. Now, you don't have to write paragraphs. You don't have to write blogs. Just take things of telling yourself, what are the 10 things that I like about myself?
Ah, nice.
Okay?
I'm just writing it down so that I can put it on comments later.
Sure. Sure. Okay, because these are the things we never probably talk to ourselves. मेरे में मुझे क्या अच्छा लगता है? We are not Geet in Hindi movie like in Jab We Met. मैं अपनी favorite हूँ, but मुझे अपने favorite बनने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? And why Geet used to say that she is her favorite. So think about that. Why? What are the 10 things that you like about yourself? What are the what are the 5 things that you have done to help somebody? Or what are the 5 things that people have helped you also? Because that is also gratitude, right? That is also like you will be thankful. You will be talking about yourself, and you will also think that okay, मेरे लिए भी लोगों ने ये चीज किया है. So that will help you being grounded, being humble, and not being egocentric. Because if you only keep thinking about what I have done for others, your route is gone. You're off-rooted already. Okay, one more thing I think we can do is, what are the 10 skills that I possess apart from my degrees? Because my degree doesn't define me. Okay? So what that will help you is, it'll even if you're out of jobs, you can always you can bank on your skills. Okay, and like I said, your jobs don't define you. So find what are the 10 things that you love about yourself. What are the 10 skills that you have? And we work on our strengths. So keep working on those strengths. And the moment you keep that strength on as a priority, your self-worth will definitely increase. Nothing doing there.
Right.
So, and what else you can say?
One important point that I missed to kind of talk about was body issues, right? Women after giving birth and going through the postpartum phase and completely delusional because of sleepless nights and then the struggle starts of losing weight and getting into an entire pressure of society not fitting into your dresses. What am I going to do? Things like that. And I think everyone, including myself, have gone through this, where accepting myself as what I am in whatever weight and size, right, has been slightly difficult. What would you suggest we can do to enhance our self-value at such times?
I also fought it, and I think I still have some issues where I keep saying that okay, I'm little fat, I don't fit in the whatever it is. But I think we just have to understand where are we coming from, right? We just have to understand that मैं मोटा भी हूँ, मैं पतला भी हूँ. How does it matter? For whom does it matter? It matters only for me.
Right.
I'm the one who's cribbing. Ask your spouse. He will say that तुम जैसे हो वैसे ही अच्छे हो. So, but
most of the time that's the standard answer.
You're just perfect how you are. So it's we who create that thing in our mind that okay, I am not perfect. Q. think about, that's where those 10 things, if you list out, no, you will never see in those 10 things you have written about your body. You will not think only. So if that is not your priority, then why are we, having that kind of feeling that, why are we just talking about fat, and why are we talking about thin? Because there are thin people who have issues that I'm not fat enough.
Yeah. There's a question that has come in from Meg, one of our partners. As life goes forward, our priorities change with respect to situations. Have you had to restring your priorities as a woman?
Of course. I mean, now see, again, that's a very beautiful question. So thank you for that question. So our priorities in life change, right? I mean, my priority, what I was as forget as a mother or what, our priorities have changed in lockdown. We have to take care of the house. We have our office work. We have daughter's homework. We have so many things, and we have ourselves also. So how do we take care of in all these things? How do we take care of the self-worth? Is whatever, like I said, whatever you're doing, no, you don't have to go find time for yourself meditating. You might not get in this time. You just have to prioritize whatever you are trying to say, you say it, but in a way that it is received.
Yeah.
Think of win-win situation. Win-win doesn't mean that you win, but it means a compromise which is good for both the situation, and you don't feel like you've compromised.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it is important to go over your priorities once in a while and see whether in this situation will I be able to really stick to these priorities or not.
That's very important.
And it's okay to let go. I mean, it's okay to let go. It's okay to take a back seat sometimes in competition also,
Yes.
It can be anything. And I think as you earlier said about the comparisons yardstick that we always have, I think we really need to understand when it comes to pressure and priority.
Priority is important. Like, see, I think priorities are defined by your values, which most often we don't. Yeah. So if we define your values, if you understand what are the values that are guiding you, which probably we hardly give time to think. So, take the time out to list those values for yourself. And then you see if what you think is a priority is actually a priority or not.
Absolutely. Wonderful. So any other exercises that you would like to highlight?
See, I would say, think of meditation, think of those self-talks and those kind of things. And in all these things, priority, I would put as an exercise is that thing that you list out, what I just told you, you list those things out. And also one more thing, which I keep practicing, and I tell my daughter also, what is the story that you're telling yourself?
Yeah.
What is the story that you're telling yourself? My daughter, for the longest time, she kept saying she's shy. Now, that story was not her story. It was people who were saying that she's shy. And she just kept believing it. And she didn't open up for the longest time. It took me some effort to tell her that she's not shy. So, think of the story you are telling yourself. Think of the story you are telling your partner, or think of the story you are telling your child. I think that's about it. If you keep telling your child, tum homework hi nahi karti ho, gadhe, and those kind of things, think about it. That person, the child will think that, oh, I'm a gadha probably. Or if you tell
this
yourself,
is a very important point. And I think, most of the times we also try to just, be like, oh, it's not like that. Just try to give some kind of, but I think it is important to see who the child is, what the child is good at, and try to. I think that's an important. And thank you for sharing your experience on that too.
I fail at it too, Divya. I fail at it too.
Huh?
I fail at it too, and I keep telling myself, okay, no more.
But the best part I like about you is that you keep trying. I mean, in everything, and I think that's about it. And you enjoy yourself in the journey, and that's addictive. So, okay, Meg has another question. She says, social perspective. How
Mm-hmm.
should one strive to change the narrative?
Okay.
Just by
I think
being yourself?
it's the relation. I think she has a previous thing which she said, as
Oh,
Indian women, our
okay,
self-worth
sorry.
is often linked to society.
Ah,
And
okay.
then she says social perspective basically, and
Uh-huh.
how should you change the narrative? Okay, so
Yeah.
now the self-worth is never related to society. We think that. And it's again the
Mm.
yardstick thing which I told you. You know what yardstick you're holding to determine your self-worth. So first of all, do not think about that. Do not think about log kya bolenge. लोगों का काम है कहना, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे. ठीक है, वो कुछ भी करेंगे, तुम बहुत ही अच्छे हो. You see, what I get to hear sometimes is I'm a very selfish person, where I totally believe I'm not. ठीक है, I get to hear that and I keep at it. Okay, fine, if you think like that, but I don't want to go ahead and tell people that Mahila Murti Morcha nahi hai mera, कि मैं selfish नहीं हूँ. Nahi, I don't have to prove anybody anything. I just have to keep telling myself or reminding that, okay, that person is saying selfish. If he or she is saying selfish, is there a specific reason why that person is saying selfish? मैंने कुछ किया है क्या वैसा? So keep reflecting on your actions. Don't think of what society is saying. People will have perspective. We are different people. We will have different perspectives, but keep thinking. If they're saying something, no, give a thought to it also. Pay heed to that also. That's a feedback probably you are getting. But think, have you done something? And if you think that you have not done anything, then it's okay, move ahead. But next time when
Move
you're
on.
doing anything, keep thinking again, like, keep that thing in perspective. Usko nikalo mat apne dimag se, but do not diminish your self-worth.
Yeah, and
It's
I think it is
important to
also
value.
important to choose what battles to fight and what battles to
Yes.
leave.
Yes, not everything is not your battle. You just have to choose and prioritize there.
Yes. And sometimes to get that clarity by itself takes some time.
Yes. That's where I told you, na, list your values. If you
Yes.
list your values, तुम्हें मालूम पड़ जाएगा which battle I should be fighting. If it's a battle, if family is my value, I will fight for my family. Your family can be your value too. Integrity, honesty,
Yes.
कुछ भी हो सकता है. Love can be a value.
Correct. Correct. And are there any books that you would recommend that one can read to understand this beautiful subject more and to connect to oneself?
I would say there are so many books, and I mean, I'm reading a lot of books, and there are many things that I do, but sometimes, at times we don't have many things. We don't have the time to read a book or complete a book. So there are things like I told you, your listing, journaling. Journaling can be a very good activity that you can do. I got this book. I wanted to show you. It's a very funny book. It's called Wreck This Journal. And it's actually, by the end of it, you will wreck it. It actually tells you that you can stomp on it. Or khana, with your food hands, you have to just, jhoota hand, you have to write on it or do something. Cut it, rip it. All these steps are there in this journal, okay? So it actually helps you. Sometimes man ka bharas nikalne ke liye, you might not have people around, and I wouldn't suggest that, go rant it and express it. But these are some things which you can help. There are hundreds of books. Do a search. There'll be so many books. Power of Happiness, Power of You. There are so many books out there. But there are these kind of books also, which are not reading, but doing. Try to
Nice.
do things which are important.
Very nice. Very nice. I'll probably get hold of that awesome book. And
Fun book.
and any take-home message that you would like. I think we are towards the end of the talk, and
Sure.
that you would like all the women out there, especially women, uh, who who can take away from today's talk.
Okay. So I would just say one small thing, which is, how do I know my worth? And that journey, I probably have to do it before it's too late. So take that journey. There are so many kind of guidance and self-help and those kind of things you will find. Just do a self-worth, likho, type karo, and there'll be several things. But you will have to actually be ready to take that journey. and take it before it's too late.
Absolutely, absolutely, beautiful, beautiful. And as last, I know you love sarees, and you have such a nice understanding of sarees. And through your posts, I love all your posts, and I just keep drooling over the looks that you have every day. Um, uh, we've just started off, and it's just been a journey of about 9 months or so. Is there any specific idea or thought that you would like to share with us, the team at TheiaScape? We'll be very happy to take that and share with
Sure.
all our
Okay, I
friends.
think, all right, sure. And congratulations that you have started, because it's not easy to start any journey, right? And this is also your self-worth journey that you took. So congratulations. I would say that, how would a brand connect to somebody? How do you connect to something when you know the story? So make that
Right,
story very visible, because that's where you come from. So
right,
make that
absolutely.
visible. If you have not done that, share that value story, because when you
Right.
do that, people will people will connect to you. And it's not the things that we buy; it's also the emotions that we buy along, the story that we buy. So yes,
Yeah. So beautiful, so beautiful. I don't think I could have even given it a thought like that, but yes, I agree. I
it's a
agree.
powerful story, right? You have started it. Mech has also. You said that you both are partners, right?
Yes,
Yeah. So
we are three Surbis there. So we are three, women from different backgrounds, but I think it's the love for the bling and to look great, and for to make other women look great too. That's what we enjoy doing. So I think that's why we wanted to do together.
make that visible. Make that visible. Share your stories.
Awesome, awesome. I think it has been a wonderful chat, and there's so much to reflect back on. I myself, tonight I'm going to put down my 10 things that I'm good at and what I can do, the skills that I have, right? And thank you so much for doing this for us. And
My pleasure.
I hope that you inspire more women. I hope more women can, explore themselves in endless ways. And all that you are doing is just wonderful. Just keep at it. And we're so proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I think the chain continues. It's not just one woman who inspires others, but those women who get inspired may inspire more. So it's a chain that continues. Let's hope that
Absolutely,
continues.
absolutely, absolutely. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Have a
Thank you for the
great
opportunity. It was lovely talking to you. And good luck.
oneness. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.